Good morning, everybody. If I seem nervous, I am, and if I deliver this terribly, you know where to find me and I'll do it properly again. So I am Robert from Data Rails. We're a spreadsheet management solution. And if that seems slightly inappropriate, hopefully you'll understand in a few minutes why I'm here. So effectively, we're addressing the shadow IT EUC issues that the world is facing. The premise is that you can implement, or organizations can implement many different enterprise solutions, spend millions of dollars doing so, yet you turn around, you turn your back, and there's someone literally every minute of the day exporting into an EUC or shadow IT, namely Excel, because there are critical business processes where they need answers immediately, calculations and so on. Hence, they need to get that information immediately. So what we do, that's an illustration of the shadow IT, and what we do is we have a solution that addresses all those problems, because with shadow IT and EUC, it's the kind of weak link within the process, because unlike enterprise solutions that you've implemented, it's ungovernable and you need to govern the data in this day and age of regulations and compliance. And it's very inefficient for the end users. We have a solution that addresses all of those, and hopefully you'll see how. We centralized all of your spreadsheet data, and we do this by installing the application on your database, on your network drive, on your network drive, on your Dropbox, on your SharePoint, wherever it may reside. And from there on in, you will now have the ability to monitor all of the spreadsheet data. As you can see, I'm delivering this very, very well. But you will have the governance from here on in that you didn't have before with your shadow IT. So, onto the demo. As you can see, this looks like a normal directory. There are the blue ticks to denote that everything's connected to Data Rails, and the reason why it's uninspiring is because it doesn't change the way you work with Excel. So from a business end user, oftentimes businesses have trouble persuading their employees to actually onboard a new product. This actually makes it more efficient for them to use. It's a much more normal process for them, and it also helps them because they now have features that they didn't have before in how successful they're going to be using their Excel and chasing up problems and so on and so forth. So every time, effectively, so it doesn't change the way that you work. I should have practiced this more. At the right click of a button, you can now access Data Rails. From here on in, every single time you press save, every single time autosave is used, a new version is being created on our database. So you now have a full version history, but it's not just a full version history, it's a structured database. So from now on, the spreadsheet data, once it hits our database, has become structured, effectively like the human eye looking at the data. So you get a full understanding, a full trail of what's happening within the spreadsheets. So effectively, every saved version is captured and saved and acts as a single version of truth. So there is no more need to version name V1, V2, final. Don't touch it, otherwise I'll kill you. The historical data can be tracked, analyzed, so users, managers, and auditors can understand the evolution of the data over time with the click of a button. So what you can also do is you can now logically compare any two files, not just the previous one with the latest version, any two files that you like, and you'll get a logical comparison. As you can see here, it will now denote all the manual changes that has happened on between the two files. And should you wish to, even with the most complicated formula, you can look at all the changes, which will show you all the derived changes, be it sitting on a spreadsheet somewhere else, be it sitting on 25 different spreadsheets on different tabs. You will now be able to see all of those changes, all those dependencies. So effectively, with a spreadsheet, you now have a full transparency, the life cycle of a spreadsheet, and data integrity that you're only really used to with best-of-breed applications. Now, we do have a cell-level audit trail, and this is also very key. Most solutions don't have this. You're now able to go down to the cell, and you're able to understand every single change across time. And then lastly, because compliance and regulation is not just for the end user, you now have the ability, once everything is on the database, all your spreadsheet data, organizational data, you are able now to identify the most critical processes that are sitting on your spreadsheets, where they are, which ones are the most at risk. As you can see, there's an organization spreadsheet map, so it's telling you where everything is, the most used files, the most accessed ones, the most ones with the critical data. Now, you might be thinking, we just want to get rid of Excel. We don't believe that will ever happen, but effectively, if that is still what you want to do, you will be able to now identify in the same way the most critical files and say, right, okay, we need to move this out of Excel and onto the systems that we've implemented. Thank you very much indeed.